What's poppin', y'all? The love triangle between the cousin, the streamer girlfriend, and the boyfriend has reared its head once again. Now, we talked about the girl's response when she came out after being accused of getting cracked by her cousin. Well, now her ex-boyfriend is back on the internet again, and he addresses these claims. Now, I covered everything that she talked about in the previous video. You can go watch that. But the main thing that I was concerned with was the whole grape allegation. She says he took it, and she says he was physically violent towards her. Now, this guy starts reacting to this, and the first thing that he mentions is reputation managers.
There's no way out of this one. I'm sorry, but you're done. You're finished. So apparently, Kat has dropped a video titled My Truth, but the whole video's f***ing lies. So how the f*** does that work? I'm not gonna lie, Kat, you f*** with the wrong one. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will sit here and lie on my name, bro. Hell nah. All right, so the demon has dropped the video My Truth. For whatever reason, it has 2.8 thousand likes. Y'all niggas are sick in the head. Y'all really let yourself get manipulated by this demon, bro. By this demon. Let's get into it.
Hello everyone, I am here to say my truth and share my story on the things that have been released on the internet and the things that have happened to me. First and foremost, I want to start off by taking full accountability for what I did. I want to start off by apologizing to the person that I hurt the most in this situation, which was my ex. I want to say sorry to my supporters that I disappointed. I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and I have to own up to them. To my ex, I'm so sorry for hurting you, and I'm sorry that I did not take your feelings into consideration when I did what I did. But our relationship was not picture perfect.
All right, I'm sorry for You know what? I'm sorry for cheating on you with my cousin, but our relationship wasn't perfect, so that's the reason why I did so. I'm sorry for sending my cousin pictures of my ass, titties, and on your living room couch and in your restroom and on my bed, but you know what? Because our relationship wasn't okay, that excuses it. I'm sorry that you had to find my cousin's in my camera roll, but you know what? It's okay because our relationship wasn't okay in the first place. And that right there is the work of the reputation saver that you was emailing and your YouTube manager told me about, bruh. He told me that the moment I exposed you, that you was emailing people trying to figure out ways how to come back from this, bruh.
So he tries to hone in on this, but I don't see this being an issue. Like, yeah, her career is social media. You were providing for her. She was still making a bunch of money on her own, but she was living in your home. So, of course, when you come out with this video and you dump her, she's going to do what she can to protect her career. And that includes reputation management, crisis management in a situation like this. I think that's completely normal to do. Like, yeah, we think she's a complete weirdo for getting with her cousin, but we're not on some, oh yeah, she deserves to, I don't know, never have a career ever again and be relegated to hiding. We're not going that far. It's not like she accused you of something crazy and she didn't even come out. Like, they were broken up. And he's the guy that came out and gave us all this information. Let's keep that at the forefront. This guy is the reason this is all happening. He brought this to the internet. None of us asked about this information. And if this had happened to most of us, we would have stayed quiet about it. So that is an important thing to note there. So he's trying to say, oh yeah, you know, she's trying to clean up her reputation. Yes, that's what she should be doing. That's the normal thing to do. And one of the important points that I wanted to figure out was when she came back, she said, I never engaged in any activity with my cousin while we were in a relationship. And this guy addresses that.
And I also want to make this very clear. I did not have any intercourse with anybody outside of my relationship. There was a rumor going around that I was cheating my entire relationship, and I've been doing this for months, which is completely false.
Hey, first of all, hold on. First of all, there's clips on the internet of you literally admitting, confessing your love for your cousin.
But back when I was like, I don't even know the age, to be honest. I was young. I was just hitting puberty. Me and my cousin,
L story, yep, get
we
to
kind
the
of had a
point.
thing. We kind of had a thing going. But like, it was kind of one-sided though. It was more so me. But like, I remember like, I had a big crush on this because we were best friends. And at the time, being best friends with a guy when I'm just hitting puberty and like my hormones are a little bit like peaking, you know what I'm saying? I kind of associated him.
So here, you notice how he doesn't say that she did do that. Now, granted, he does say like, yeah, there is evidence she was sending her cousin all of this stuff. She was doing the photos, all the other stuff. It's beyond, it is cheating. However, he said in audio from the original video that we covered, he told her, you effed your cousin. which she is saying this did not happen. And he's using clips from when he was in a relationship with her to us and telling us, yeah, you see, guys, she was even saying that she was into her cousin while we were together. It's like, yeah, you didn't see that? What are you talking about? So he's trying to say that, nah, she actually did because she would be with her family and it was happening at that time. But there's no proof of that. So you can't even use the proof being a clip from her past stream when you were together with her at that time and you stayed with her after that. So while I do think it was justified what he did in dumping her, that is, for cheating, she did cheat, him saying that she actually engaged in that activity with her cousin is not true. And he demonstrated that here, and he did not disprove her lie. He didn't say there's a video of you. He didn't say you guys did this. And it was kind of, it seemed like this kind of taboo thing they were doing. I don't know. It could have happened, but she doesn't have a reason to lie in this scenario and say, oh yeah, I never cheated on him physically. She does admit, at least a silent admission, that she was sending these videos and all of that. And she took accountability for that. But one thing that this guy does not do is take accountability. And it's crazy because in a situation, we see his ex-girlfriend, who's the nutcase here, take more accountability than him.
He put me through a lot in the past 2.5 years of us being together. He even forced himself on me at one point.
Say wallahi. Yo, hold on.
My ex dealt with a lot of anger issues, and he would often use me as...
Okay, no. First of all, I've never forced myself on her. I've never put my hands on her. I've never done any of the sort, man. First of all, this girl was literally like, I don't know what's the word, like over sexual or like overly freaky. But bro, she literally would force me to drink. I've never drank or smoked in my life until I met this girl. I have African parents and I don't fuck with that. I remember there was a time she even forced me to get my matching tattoo. There was a time, I think it was at the tattoo shop or whatever. I was on a double date. It was me, her, and two girls. They were gay or whatever. And bro, she was getting on me because I told her I did not want to smoke and drink, bro. She was literally in the hallway crashing out on me because I did not want to smoke and drink. This girl was a bad influence, always trying to force me to smoke and drink every time she's seen me, bro.
There were 2 or 3 times where my ex would approach me unprovoked and put me in a chokehold against the wall. And
put you in a chokehold? Like, you're making me seem like I'm the like I'm a devil. Put you in a chokehold. Does that, yo, like anybody that knows me in real life, does that even sound like something I would do? You're telling me I would walk up to you and just put you in a chokehold? What type of is that, bro? Like, I've never heard you say that ever. Like, where's the proof, bro? Like how are you saying it with a straight face? This got to be a script.
Scared, and he wouldn't. The next thing I'm about to say are serious allegations that I know men often get falsely accused of.
Falsely accused. So you're about to falsely accuse me like every other girl does to me. Let's see what you got to say.
But at the end of the day, all I can do is come on here, tell my truth, tell my story, whether you want to believe it or not. There was a time where me and my ex were drinking, and he forced himself onto me.
Every single time we drank, she forced me to drink. Every single time we drank, she forced me to drink. She would always say, I want to see you blackout drunk. I want to see you drunk. I want you to just get loose and do whatever. But that's not the point. Because I've never forced myself onto you. Never. Every single time we did something, we had consent. You know why? Because you're the overly sexual one. I'm a nonchalant. I'd be chilling in my own world. And I think that's what made you mad. I think that's what made you think I don't like you, because I'm not always trying to have sex because I believe there's more to just sex, bro. You're always, every single day.
And me getting a cut on my insides. Luckily, I was able to take video footage.
Y'all seen how she just looked at the script?
Luckily,
if this really happened, why was this never a talking point in every single time you streamed once we broke up? It was always stuff like, oh, he would yell at me. Oh, something about the airport. He left me at the airport. Why was this never a topic? Matter of fact, why was this never brought to the police? Why is this only coming to the light now? I bet $100,000 that nobody in the world can say that you told them this. This is false. This is cap. And I know this is what the reputation savers told you to look for. Any proof of violence or SA. Like, you're sick and you're not gonna manipulate these people, bro. You're not gonna do that, bro. No.
So here, this is him addressing the physical harm allegations as well as the grape one, which we'll get into in a little moment. But here you see the complete lack of accountability from this guy. Now, she does try to pull the whole, oh, I was freshly 18, but really she was in college and he was in college. But he was a junior, she was a freshman. So he is 2 years older, 3 years older. Who cares in terms of school-wise? But do you see how he says, oh man, she would force me to drink. She would force me to do this. She forced me to get matching tattoos. It's like, dog, you're a grown man. What are we doing here? I personally don't gamble, right? I don't gamble at all. It doesn't matter who I'm with, where I'm with them, what I'm doing, how old I am. Who knows? My opinion might change in 20 years. I might start gambling. Who the hell knows? But as of right now and my entire life, I'm just not into that. So there's not going to be a situation where I'm like, oh man, I got forced to gamble because I was around somebody. What? What are you talking about? I'm talking about, she would force me to drink and smoke. We're not buying that. Like this, she at least took accountability of, I was tripping. I was sending that stuff to my cousin. I've got some dark thoughts. This guy talking about, she was freaked out and she would force me to drink and she would force me to smoke. And this is the thing. He doesn't say how he got when he drunk. Maybe when this guy drinks, he gets very aggressive because he says that he had anger issues and this was him not drinking. So if he's drinking, who knows if that anger manifests in physical form. I don't know. But like I said in the previous video, there was no evidence of him ever admitting to doing physical harm to her, which I guess is smart by him if he ever did do that. And the funny thing is, this guy's talking about, I'm nonchalant. I'll be chilling. No, you're not. Buddy, you're not nonchalant. This guy's talking about, I'm nonchalant, but she forced me to drink and she forced me to smoke and she forced me to get matching tattoos. And on top of that, the nonchalant dude is writing her 5-page essays talking about like, how can we get together? The nonchalant dude is getting angry and talking about having anger problems and raging out. That's the nonchalant dude. The nonchalant dude is the one that comes on the internet and volunteers information that his girlfriend cheated on him with her cousin, information that did not need to be out there, and likely because he wanted to spite her in some way or another. And that's fine if you want to spite her or ruin her career because of your toxic breakup, but don't put the label of, I'm just nonchalant, I'm just chilling out here. Hell nah, that is the opposite. And he's talking about her manipulating the people and like, man, people are going to actually buy this stuff. Well, this guy bought it. This guy was with her for who knows how long. And while this was all going on and he knew she was crazy, no accountability there. He doesn't say, I was tripping for staying with her. But he addresses the allegations of the essay.
Saturday, July 13th, okay? 2 days before your birthday. There's blood on the floor, right? There's no way out of this one. Tell me why July 18th, the same year, by the way, a couple days after your birthday, there's blood on the sheets and on the pillows. You know why? Because you're a freak and you always wanted me to crack. Always. Even when you was on, your period, that time of the month. You thought if I didn't do it, I would think of you as disgusting. I didn't love you. So you know what? That's when I explored that and we started doing that. And I always had consent because that's what you wanted. You liked doing vampires. So what's on the floor is not the results of me doing that to you. That's just consent and what we had going on. I would never force myself onto you. I always had consent. I had proof from you. You always expressed how you wanted to do it during that time of month. And we did. The proof is in the pudding, bruh. So you're telling me July 13th, you're telling me what, because this is a hotel, by the way. The sheets get changed. It gets clean. So you're telling me 13 to 18, 5 days later, I did it again. I did it again to you. I did the same exact thing I did on the 13th, on the 18th again to you. But aside from that, we broke up tons of times and she always ran to the internet. Why, if this really happened, why was this never a talking point in every single time you streamed once we broke up? It was always stuff like,
This kind of does make sense. And this is the only out that I think he had. But he did say that they were drunk and she would encourage him to get drunk. She did not force you. She did not force a grown man, put liquor down his throat. There was no physical threat. You were never in a situation where you had to drink. So yeah, do I think that this crazy chick was, and this is another thing. He's like, I wasn't into that, but I did that. So it seems like every single thing that this girl wanted done, he complied, including things compromising his own values. He didn't want to drink. He starts drinking. He didn't smoke. He starts smoking. He didn't want to get a tattoo. He gets a tattoo. He didn't want to crack, when the blood is running. He did that too. So it's like, this guy, we're supposed to believe this guy? This guy can't even control himself. Well, it's not even control himself because it's not an urge. These are things that he didn't want to happen, and he did them anyway. So I do believe this scenario is more than likely the actual explanation. But the thing is, like, why is she recording it? So I'm willing to believe that he didn't essay her, to be fair. And he's talking about, oh, why didn't this come out before? Well, you also never went nuclear on her like this. That he put her in a position where she was completely humiliated by the internet. And what is she going to do? She is going to come back swinging with whatever she's got. And he put himself in this situation. She would not be coming out saying, oh, my ex-boyfriend essayed me if you had not made that video and humiliated her to her family and everybody on the planet, damn near, that matters to her at least. So this is all his fault. And he should understand he made a mistake making that video. And her getting with her cousin, like, you're not going to be this victim. You're the guy in this situation. Like, yeah, people felt bad for you. And I think some people are still going to side with him. I don't think anybody should be siding with her. But her response, getting crisis management, doing all of these things is normal behavior. And you guys got into a mudslinging war that you started on the internet. And now he's trying to throw his hands up and be like, man, I can't believe this. No. Believe it. And one thing he's going to realize is that he's blown her career up more than she ever could have if he just stayed silent throughout all of this. And he's going to see it manifest in real life. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Am I tripping, or does this guy just not take accountability for anything at all? Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one.